When you abuse your children verbally, trying to correct them, maybe that's what you have in mind at that moment, you are not communicating with that child. Welcome back to my channel. If you're already subscribed, thank you for subscribing, and if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe and don't forget to click the notification bell, so that way you're going to always receive updates on new videos. So today we're going to be discussing 3 topics, and we're going to be like I said in my last topic, this is just a continuation of points on parenting. And like I always used to say, everything I'm going to say in this channel is based on my own opinion. It's left for you to leave your own opinion on the comment section. Let us know how you deal with your children based on the 3 topics we are going to be discussing today. So firstly, the use of negative words or abusing your kids verbally. Parents, please don't do that. You don't have to do it, and it is not right to do. It's not right to do that. Please try as much as possible not to abuse your kids verbally, because it takes a negative turn on them. Most kids, actually some children, sometimes when you abuse them verbally, they take that as a strength and build on that and say, I can do better than what this person says about me. But it's not always like that. Most of the times it affects them negatively. Using the words like you're worthless, you're stupid, you're dumb. Please, when you're scolding your child, try as much as possible to avoid words like that. If you're so angry with the child at that moment that you cannot express yourself without abusing the child verbally, you can just wait, calm down a little bit, take a pause, and then talk to the child later. Because guess what, when you abuse your children verbally, trying to correct them, maybe that's what you have in mind at that moment, you are not communicating with that child. What you're doing at that moment is actually causing more harm than good, and the child won't listen to you. The child won't pick up anything you've said, and you have rather made the child even more stubborn or repulsive to you. The child will no longer get to you. It will affect your relationship with your child generally, and the child will no longer get to be able to communicate with you as a parent. And the next point goes to blowing things out of proportion. Parents, when your children talk to you about issues that bothers them, that is concerns to them, try as much as possible not to blow things out of proportion. Your children come back and tell you something that has bothered them in school, or something they did wrong, and they need you to advise them on it, and then you go blowing things out of proportion, calling other family members, involving other people they didn't want to involve. The reason why they come to you in the first place is because you are the person they trust. They look up to, they expect to correct them with things they've done wrong, but you go blowing things out of proportion. I will do an example from when some mothers do this mistake. Their daughter starts saying her flow for the first time, and she goes calling her friends, calling other family members. Oh, you know what, Nayeli just started seeing her menses today. Wow, I'm so happy my baby is grown. The children don't like that. Please don't do it. Try as much as possible to keep your calm, and don't blow things out of proportion when your children relate to you about matters or issues that concerns them. Next point goes to comparing your children with other kids. Please, that is a no-no. It's a no-no, especially to African parents. Try not to compare your children with other kids. It has a negative impact on them, especially when you do it negatively. Like, can't you see Junior is better than you? Can't you see he's better in class? Why can't you be like him? He is everything that you are not. Please don't do that. It might not even be with other kids. Comparing your children among themselves, like maybe you have 2 children and you always tell the other one, why can't you be like this person? You have better ways you can make your child know or learn how to be better, but comparing them with other children have a negative turn on them. It makes them feel they can't do better. Sometimes they just say, oh well, mom thinks that I can't be better than this, whatever. Please don't do that. Parents, try as much as possible not to compare your kids, and look for better ways to improve them. You can get them a lesson teacher if it has to do with education. You can get them to see psychologists if it has to do with things like emotional issues, and maybe you think you can't handle it. Talk to people you know that can help you. Get professional help instead than go comparing them with other children. That is going to cause more problems for you. This is so much we're going to talk about today. You want to hear more of this? See me in the next video.